Yeah, yeah. Pour a drink in the glass, light your stick, get serious. When King Haters speak, every take be fearless. David O, give it all facts. Y'all should tap in. No time, grudge racing, we bout that action. Opinions be loud, everybody got a stand. If you nice in them lanes, we gon' know in advance. From the track to the streets, we check every situation. You are now tuned in to Cognac and Conversation.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to the next episode of Cognac and Conversation. I'm David O.
Wiggy Bird, King Hater.
There it is. And what we're going to do, we're going to give our race recap of the Diva, Girlzz of Grudge show that happened at Custom Tees Motorsports Park last Saturday. What date was that?
That was the 9th.
The 9th.
May the 9th.
Yeah, May the 9th, 2026.
Wait a minute. Let's do this first.
Okay, go ahead.
Let's give a grade. Let's give a grade. Start off with a grade. I'm going to give you my...
Okay, hold on. Before we do that.
Okay.
Let's recognize the Cognac and Conversation sponsor cars and how they did this weekend.
There you go.
Let's get it.
First off, Larry McKenzie in the Monster took on Paul Chillum off the trailer, gapped him. Took on... Who else did he run?
Avon.
Mobtown dead.
Done.
Dead.
Done.
Done. That was we sat over there and we told Larry, if you don't do nothing else, you got to beat Mobtown.
It's a must.
It's a must. If you don't beat him, you pretty much killed Cognac Conversation. You know what I mean? That pretty much that's how we felt. He took care of business. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? So over the weekend, that same weekend, Friday night, Didi Mahoney won the no clocks, I forgot what it's called. But no clock, is it small blocks or no clock? Yeah, something. I don't Friday night down at MRR, Didi Mahoney took care of business, another one of the Cognac Conversation sponsor cars. Then my man Tank with the CVA boys out of D&T Motorsport took care of Meat, a hometown favorite, beat the dog, gapped. Look, everybody that Cognac Conversation ran this past weekend got gapped. Ain't nobody saying it, but we saying it because it's the truth. And then we had Marcus Wong as part of the Bad Mouth crew. He was even in the semifinals. I think it was a little Misfits. One of the classes. Right. I get those two classes mixed up. But he was in the semifinals, plus he had multiple grudges. He got punk out money, and he also beat up on a couple of guys.
Exactly.
With his Pops car. Not Sweet and Low, but his Pops car.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Because Pops went red over the weekend. He got the kick and went red. How do you do that, Pops? But it's okay, man. Y'all sponsored by Cognac Conversation. So to be with a winning team, you got to be with Cognac Conversation. We winners over here.
We winners. That's all we do.
That's it. Win, win, win. You know, so.
Okay, so go ahead.
Nah, go ahead.
You said grade.
The Diva Grudge, the Diva Women's of Grudge, or what do they call themselves? The Divas of Grudge. I give the race a C-.
Okay.
And we was on the phone with Charles Somerville, and I told him, I gave him a grade of C-, and I told him why. You know what I mean?
Okay, explain to him why you graded it a C-.
First off, if you're being sponsored by Cognac Conversation, you got to have a voice. For us to sponsor you the way me and Dave is, we demand whatever we ask for. If we want to get paid, we the shit. It's just that simple. Motherfuckers hate it, but we the shit. So they call us. We don't call them. They call us, hey, what it's going to cost to get y'all here. We tell them this is what it's going to cost. And then when we get there, we're going to show out. So with Coley Code and Damien and Charles, by them getting sponsored by Cognac Conversation, they made it big. But they didn't get big by just being with us. We seen them actually out there working, doing the work, but they wasn't getting no recognition. So we said, come on over here. We got something for you. So what they should have took with the opportunity is like, okay, don't worry about nothing behind you because you made it to the big lights right now.
Right.
You know what I mean? And but they was, unprepared. It's a learning thing, but I'm like, it's like you getting drafted. You've been in high school, you've been in college. when you come to the pros, you already know what's expected of you. You're running with the best in the world. So when you come with Kanye conversation, we the best. That, I mean, they can say, Styles, how can you say that? Well, has anybody done what we done?
No.
You know, and so we had a conversation with Charles, and we explained to him why and what he needs to do. We ain't telling him our way, but giving him examples of to do better.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
And, but they in good hands with Kanye conversation, and they're gonna do better.
Well, I give the race a B minus.
We're close.
Yeah, I give it a B minus.
You know, I'm hard on them.
Yeah.
I'm hard on because I want them to succeed because to get hated on like I get hated on,
Right.
that's coming with them. And it already, you about to bring it up, why it already got there. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
So they are somebody's now.
Right. I mean, and the reason why I gave it a B minus was because a lot of the things that they advertised, a lot of the classes that they advertised, we just didn't see it. Did they have anything on 28 classes?
No, didn't happen.
That didn't happen. I didn't see the daily driver class.
Didn't happen.
That they had. So it looked like the Little Giants and Misfits was pretty much their marquee class at that.
Not look like they was.
They were. Okay.
They were.
So, but those guys had the car count. I mean, shout out to Damian, Charles, Coley Cole. Like they worked hard all day. The car count, they had the car count. They had cars up and down the track all day, and it was good racing.
Yeah,
It was good racing. You know, we was all betting and things like that. So it was a good event. Like as soon as we walked in, as soon as we got there, as our entourage got there, I mean, it was nothing but love, man.
Wait a minute, soon as the motorcade
got there.
the motorcade came
I
in.
mean, it was nothing but love. I mean, we seen a lot of people who supposedly we had beef with, which it wasn't no beef.
You know, people was saying to me, Styles, I didn't think y'all was gonna come. Why?
Right.
Why would you think we not come?
Right.
Well, because we bring people on Kanye conversation and we talked about people.
Right.
That's what we do.
Right.
Whether we was doing the podcast or not doing it, we were still doing the same thing.
Right. And the thing is, I guess a lot of people get caught up in this Facebook shit, and they think that we actually have grudges where we want to do bodily harm to one another. And that's just not the case. Like Dog had said when he see you, he was going to knock the gloves off and shit like that. And we seen Dog. We came over there. We were laughing and joking and all that kind of shit.
But
and everybody thought that me and Anthony Dyson was going to be tussling in the sand. It wasn't nothing like that. You know what I mean? So that should show everybody that a lot of the stuff is entertainment.
Right.
It's what we do for entertainment.
Maybe for you. But nigga, I took my glasses off for a reason. I said, that nigga ain't going to try to sneak me with my glasses on. I said, when he see my glasses off, he knew I'm standing on business.
So you were scared?
No.
Okay.
I was like being prepared. Nigga, I wasn't going up in there. The nigga told me he going to slap me when he see me. Nah, my glasses ain't on. I don't need him to see like that.
Right.
Now in front of me, that motherfucker, he knew he was in the DMV. And I wish he would have, but he did. But tell him what I did to him, though.
No, we ain't doing that. That's later.
Okay.
That's later. So when we first get there, we're all walking around, and I heard Dog say my name over the mic.
Right.
So when we were over there beside Larry McKenzie's car,
right,
and Dog came up to me. Dog said, "Hey, Dave, you and Fred got beef?" I said, "Beef." I'm like, nah, not that I know of. And he was like, because I told him, that you had came in and to call your name to tell you to come up here. Said Fred said, and gave me the mic so I could do it. Said he didn't even want to call your name. Damn. I said, well, shit, dog. I mean,
what you do to him?
I don't give a fuck what I did to him. I mean, but I ain't do shit to him. You know what I mean? But I mean, I didn't know that me and the man, had any type of, I didn't know there was no animosity between us.
Get the fuck out of here.
Hold up.
Cut the
I'm going to tell you
monarchy.
No. I'm going to tell you why.
Why?
It's because guests come on here and talk about him.
Right.
All we do is narrate it.
No.
All I do is narrate it. You know what I mean?
Right.
If he fucked over this one, and he fucked over that one, and he fucked over that one, and they come on our platform and talk about it, we're gonna listen. And we're gonna record it and we're gonna put it out to the people.
Right.
You know what I mean? But I've always said, when I had business dealings with them, I never had an issue with them.
Right. Me neither.
Right.
I had no problems with
it. And I said that I've never had issues with him. On the other hand, there are a lot of other people that have had issues with him. So I guess by us using our platform and people discussing on our platform, he has an attitude with me. You know what I mean? Which I didn't really understand why, but it is what it is. If the man don't like me, he don't like me. I don't care.
He ain't got no attitude with you. He ain't got no attitude with me either. Is that we put it out there,
right?
And we like telling the rest, giving out the recipe, or we telling the secrets. But those guys that came on the show and some that didn't come on the show, they came to us,
right?
For man, such and such did this, such. So they telling us what's going on, like they calling the police,
right?
You know what I mean? And that they like, well, can y'all help us? They wanted help,
right?
And so we decided when Dave came up with this Kanye conversation, I was always getting calls and talked to at the racetrack about guys saying, man, this race some shit, this, that, man, Styles on your next live feed, you should talk about this. I say, I'll talk about it, but you got to come on because everybody hears me talking about it.
Right.
So they think it's just my opinion. But everybody else is out there at the event, they feel like I feel.
Right.
But I need y'all to talk about it. So Kanye Conversation gives everybody that platform now.
Right.
So y'all don't be scared. Don't let nobody witness tamper with y'all. Telling y'all, every other person that we asked to come on the show, somebody got to them. You know what I mean? Somebody got to them. Because we had some so-called heavy hitters come on. We call them and we tell them. They say, yeah, come on. Then all of a sudden we find out certain people called them.
They got calls and they got told not to go on because we're going to, my questioning is going to be leading and it's going to be messy, and that's all we do is messy stuff. But if you don't do the bullshit, your messy shit won't come out.
There you go.
We
the team. I hate to say the TMZ,
right.
But we are like the TMZ for the racing world around in the DMV.
Right.
And y'all know with TMZ and news, they wants to find the drama because that's what sells.
Right.
And people want to know what's actually going on. You know what I mean? They don't want to hear sugarcoat. And when you at the racetrack, we hear all of this, not just me and Dave, but everybody at the racetrack. Here's what goes on, and every time the story is told, it's twisted, but everybody know the story.
Right. So I gave it a B- because during the race, there was not a negative incident that happened during the race.
Right. It was racing.
It was racing. They raced all day. They had the wet T-shirt contest. I didn't get a chance.
No. They didn't have it. It was supposed to happen.
But they said it was 2 females, correct?
Yeah, they said it was 2.
Okay, so 2 of them. I don't know who won.
Then they went over and did it in the corner. How you gonna advertise it on the fly, but take it over in the corner and come on over here, come on over
Because they were kids. They were kids.
No, they knew it was kids gonna be, okay, it was 10 and under, free, or 12 and under, free, or $5. So you already knew it was gonna be kids. I'm like, kids seeing titties?
I don't want my little grandson seeing titties like that.
Man, look. I got a grandson that's he's 9 years old, and he said last year he was like, the guys at my school called the other guy gay. I'm like, shit, goddamn, we ain't never hear shit like that when we was growing up. So they know everything. They got my grandkids, all of them got iPhones, and so they see everything. And it's not being monetized or nothing like that. So if you're gonna advertise on the flyer as having a wet T-shirt contest,
right?
You know what I mean? Then do it. Just don't have the kids come over there,
right?
But they took it over in the corner.
Well, they had it.
No, over there with the tires.
Still, they had it. They advertised it and they had it.
We was on our way walking over there. It was too far to walk. We said, man, fuck that shit.
Hell no, man. My knees ain't gonna let me walk all the way over there. Okay, so that was a plus. you know, that some of the stuff that they did advertise, they actually went through with it.
What? Okay, they went through with that.
Okay. We can all establish that the Little Giants and Misfits was their headliner, pretty much.
Yeah, they ain't no pretty much. It was the show.
Okay,
that just what it can't sugarcoat it. Little Giants, Little Misfits was the show. Mm-hmm. That was it. Yeah, they hate that Kanye conversation, sponsor them, but somebody had to help them when everybody else used them.
Right.
You know, and then it shows why we chose to deal with them because they up and coming.
Right.
They dealing with the smaller guys in the racing.
Right.
And they had over in both classes combined, I think it was over 20, 22 cars, something like that. Mm-hmm. But some of the cars, that's why I gave them a C- because they didn't actually go out and make sure everybody got in the class to make car count because that's what they being critiqued on. Where was the car count? Well, it don't matter. What mattered was it was free Monties. Nobody never seen $3,000 in each class being given away for fucking free.
Right. And the money was guaranteed. And
guaranteed on
the
one car.
Actually appreciated it.
Yeah. Oh man.
And,
Charles said that one guy came up to him and said he had tears in his eyes. Man, thank you. I said, Charles, you got to put that out there so people see it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So overall, we had the racing. Mm-hmm. We had some bike action.
Right.
Some bike races that was pretty good. And they had some actual grudge races.
Right.
That got off. So that's why I gave it a B- was because it kept you entertained all day because there were cars or bikes constantly going up and down.
Right. Yeah.
I didn't notice a lot of downtime. And maybe because I wasn't up front a lot.
Nigga, you was drinking.
Man, that's why we call it cognac and conversation. We had we had liquor in the that's what we do. When we go out, we have a good time. Yeah. And when we first got there, we saw Richard Wilson, Richard Wilson, Dog, and Fred Wheatley in like a little line.
Well, there was like the panel
like a panel over there.
What's that? Was Simon Cowell on? What they call that?
American Idol.
Yeah, they was lined up like American Idol. Right. I'm like, what the? Why is they feel the need to be over there?
Right.
Like that, and I was like, for real?
Right. So when we were walking toward the front, toward the starting line. You said Richard Wilson, remember? And he came over to us. I was like, oh shit!
No. Somebody made him come over. Yeah, there. He didn't just come on his own. I think Dog, whoever had the mic, announced him to come over.
Right, and then he came over and he dapped us up. All that kind of stuff. I said, oh okay, so Richard, so we good. Ain't gonna be no problem. So of course Fred punk ass he stayed over there.
He didn't come over
with his hot red shoes on. And so I said that's cool. The man didn't want to come over here and acknowledge us or whatever. No, it is.
He didn't speak to you at all.
That motherfucker ain't speak to me at all.
No, you mean he ain't say what's up? He ain't
give me a head. Nah, he ain't do nothing. I was like, oh okay, so he's definitely feeling a certain type of way about me. That's cool. That's cool, Fred. And I said on the last episode we wasn't gonna talk about him no more. But now that I know that he don't like me,
you owe me.
But now I know he don't like me, so fuck him. We gonna talk about it. So we did all that, and we saw Byron. Mm-hmm. Byron Robinson. He was walking around and stuff like that. Byron ain't making no eye contact, so he ain't show us no love. But I understand why. It's because he has a class himself
that's similar to
the Little Giants and Misfits, and his class is some trash.
Yes,
some straight doo-doo. And so, as the Little Giants and Misfits was getting all this recognition, and Cognac and Conversation was getting all this love, you could see Byron over there. He didn't look too happy.
Nah, he wasn't.
And now you seen Fred over there. He would say what he had to say on the mic. And then he would go sit his ass down. But he didn't seem too happy.
But they wasn't when the Little Giants and Little Memphis came up, they wasn't announcing it.
Who was announcing?
No, I don't know. Maybe Dog or maybe in the tower. But they wasn't announcing it like if you would announce it at the racetrack, Michael Buffer talks about all the fighters.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Nah, I ain't talking about that fighter here. Fuck it, you could talk.
Yeah,
nah, that's what they did.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
And, that shows that because they're the ones that told Somerville and them that y'all under my regime.
Yeah.
Now who regime they under now?
They under Cognac Conversation.
Yeah, but they on their own.
Right.
We just help sponsor them.
Right.
So we give them that what you call it? Confidence.
Right.
To go out and do what y'all do because we seen what y'all was doing.
Right.
And we was like, okay, y'all look good what y'all doing. So we're gonna give y'all help.
Right.
And all they needed was somebody to believe in them.
Right.
And now we got to get them to believe in themselves and go out here and actually get it done. That's why I gave them a C minus. They got to get out here and do the work. They got to call tracks. They got to call promoters. You know what I mean? And they got to get with the races and make sure that the races fit the class. You got to keep stomping the concrete.
Right. Right. So overall, everyone got along.
Yes.
And that's why. And it was a good event. You know what I mean?
I like how you said that.
It was a good
You
event.
listen. You listen.
I mean,
right.
we had a good time.
Yeah, and we did have a good time from start to finish.
From start to finish. So shout out to the Diva Girlzz of Grudge. That was a good event. I'm a fan. So if they have another one, I will be there because we had a good time.
Right.
Okay? It was funny because the American Idol panel that was sitting over there. And it just ain't got nothing to do with dog. The dog ain't got nothing to do with dog.
Nah,
it ain't got nothing to do with dog. But Richard Wilson, Fred, and Byron was walking around. So those guys are, I'm going to say it, they are big time haters of Cognac and Conversation.
Yes.
Because every time Cognac and Conversation comes up on another show, they have nothing positive to say about it.
Right. They make jokes and all that.
They make jokes and all that other kind of stuff. But so you could visibly see that they were upset because we took
their fame away.
Because once the Little Giants and Misfits came over to us, we helped promote it. We helped the guys out. We guaranteed the money. And it was a huge success.
Yes, it was.
We did something that Fred couldn't do.
No.
He wouldn't do.
He wouldn't do. There you go. He wouldn't do. That was it. They the same guys.
Same guys.
Doing the same thing.
Same shit.
We just gave them some free munties.
Free munties.
And that's what makes, and that's why the racers appreciate when they bring their cars to the racetrack and put it all out on the line, and Fred and them had them running for their own money. You know what I mean? How you gonna? That's like a pimp telling a prostitute, go out and sell your body and give me the munties.
Right.
You know what I mean? I mean that's what it is.
I get it.
Right? It is. I mean I'm just keeping it real so the people can actually relate. I like to give analogies.
Right.
So but they doing good now. Now they got to just sell it because the little guys always got overlooked.
Right.
And that's good that Cody Cole, the Somervilles came up with that class.
So everything was going so good, it was going too good. Because remember, I tapped you and I was like, Bird, shit going too good. I said, some shit. I said, something is going too fucking good. Some shit is going. I said, I got a bad feeling. But we said, nah, everything gonna be cool. So everything went around fine. I mean, everybody had a good time. The fans enjoyed it and all that kind of stuff. Shout out to Larry Thompson, Custom Tees Motorsports Park, for giving the guys a place to race.
Right.
The track looked like it was good. It was a good surface. I didn't hear anybody.
I mean, for what was going on, the type of cars that was there, they did a decent job. Right. The cars got down. No, I can't remember if any cars blew tires off or whatever, but it was good side by side racing.
Right.
And we went on. That was good.
Right. And it was I think overall it was pretty good. And that was my first race this year.
Me too.
Yeah.
And we didn't go down Custom Tees last year.
Right. We did.
So when people would say, "Man, I'm glad to see you down," I'm like, but what you mean you glad to see us down here? We never said nothing bad about the track. Well,
no.
We ain't going to that track because of blase. No, that was y'all feelings of how y'all felt.
Right.
So, but superstars only show up certain events.
Right.
You know,
Right.
if you show up at every event, you ain't superstar. No more. You know, it get watered down and all
that's
that
gonna
shit.
fuck up our star
but
power.
when here's the thing: when you get Kanye Conversation come to your event and help sponsoring one of the biggest classes out there, our name need to be at the gate. Don't tell me what you should have told. You knew that Little Misfits and Little Giants was sponsored by Kanye Conversation. Man, Dave name need to be at the gate. If I got to tell you my name at the gate, that means if it was up to me, I'd been like, let's pack up, let's go. You know what I mean?
Right.
Fuck all that. You know what I mean? Promoters, who's ever doing the race, it's y'all job to make sure y'all know who doing what and make sure the name at the gate. Don't be just looking for the cash grab. You know what I mean? Take care of the guests. Take care of the sponsors. That's why they are. We saved y'all. Little Misfits, Little Giants, save y'all, help y'all with an event. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I want everyone to follow me now.
Okay.
Follow me.
All right.
The only two people that didn't give us no look, the whole track showed us love. The whole track.
Okay.
Okay. Except for two motherfuckers.
Who was that?
Fred Wheatley,
Uh-huh.
Byron Robinson.
Woo! No, yeah, because Richard Wilson came over.
Yeah, Richard came over.
But did you notice when Richard came over, he didn't look at us like we looking at each other.
Nah, he didn't.
kind of looked to the side.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He had a blind on.
Right.
And I'm cool with that,
Yeah.
you know.
But he didn't come there like he was looking to beef with us.
Right.
You know what I mean? Fred just came there to, I guess, because he was getting paid. Because if he wouldn't get paid, he probably would have never came. But Byron just had this thing with him. This nigga, he just
Here we go.
man.
Here
He
we
just had this
go.
thing where it was just. I knew that something wasn't right. Right.
It's almost like he was a spy. Like he was
Exactly.
that one is like, all right, there they go.
And I told the guys, y'all keep y'all head on the swivel because there's some jealousy and some envy.
You can feel it in the air.
You could feel it in the air.
Ooh, man, could you feel it?
Keep your could you? I said, keep your head on the swivel. I said, because them niggas is hot. Excuse my language.
Fuck
I
that
said, them
shit.
niggas is hot
Because we're here.
because this class is outperforming theirs.
And they had the class.
And they had the class and didn't do shit with it.
Didn't do shit with it.
And so I knew that it was going to be some animosity and some heat. So we cool with that. Now keep that in mind.
Okay.
So we're going along today, having a good time. Coley Cole come past me with a frown on his face. I said, what's up, man? He said, man, I was up on the starting line trying to call the class, and excuse me, Byron had the mic. So I said, Byron, let me get the mic so I can call my class. Said Byron smacks his hand away.
What? Nah.
Man,
Smack his hand away.
Coley Cole came to me.
Uh-huh.
I said, smacked your hand away. He said, man, he smacked my hand away. I said, man, you know what? You got it. I said, man, don't even worry about it. You know these niggas is hating. Uh-huh. So don't even worry about it. So after that, I told you again. I said, man, I feel it. I said, I'm telling you, I feel. I said, because when Coley Cole said Byron smacked his hand away, and you could tell Byron was just walking around, just looking.
Right.
He wasn't smiling. He was just walking around, just looking. I'm like, see, I don't know the dude like that.
I mean, I don't know him like that.
I don't know. I mean, I know his name and I know him by face. So, as it's race over, everything is great. I mean, we said, okay, we cool. We packing up. We saying our goodbyes, and we getting ready to leave. So, before that, Coley Cole came back over to me one time before and said, man, we trying to do this, and Byron all up on our back. Like, he following us and shit. I'm like, following y'all for what? He said, man, I don't know. I said, well, you know he's probably spying for Fred, and he's trying to look for anything to shed a negative light on what you guys did today. Don't worry about Byron. Leave him alone. You know what I mean? He said, but man, I said, man, just leave the kid alone. You know what I mean? He's butthurt because you guys are doing something that he want to do.
Right.
Okay? So, and you can attest, because I was telling you, what was going on throughout the night. So we all get in the car. When we get, my security pack up, we pack up in my truck, we leaving out, right? Mm-hmm. We see Byron fly across the front of my truck, in front of the truck.
Right.
Somebody said, that's Byron. and he had some guy holding him back. I'm like, the fuck happened? You know what I mean? Then somebody said, man, Coley Cole just punched Byron in the face. I'm like, punched him in the face? So we asked, we asked Cole, like, what the fuck? He said, man, we over here trying to divvy the money up, and he behind us, and he kept behind. We said, Byron, get the fuck away, man, so we can get the money together. Byron said something smart to Coley Cole. Mm-hmm. They exchanged words. Coley Cole he had like a little belt on. He takes his little belt off. He walks over to Byron.
Right.
Punch Byron in the face. Right? Mm-hmm. That's when we seen Byron come in front of the truck, remember?
Right.
He came in front of the truck.
Right.
Now, I'm not going to say anything. When Byron was came in front of the truck, running, trying to get away from Cole. So that's what he was doing, running to get the fuck away from Cole. When he ran across the truck to get away from Cole, what did we all hear? My security and everybody in my truck, what did we all hear Byron say?
You want me to say it?
Yeah, say it.
No.
Go ahead.
Let me go get my shit. Let me go get my gun.
Byron said, let me go get my gun. I'm going to get my gun. Mm-hmm. So when my security, and we hear that, my security like, Dave, go. Let's go.
Yeah.
Because they talking about getting guns. Let's go. So we pull off. Okay?
No. First, you want to turn and go into the station.
I want to turn and go because I'm being nosy. Yeah. What the fuck? What's going on?
Right.
So we let that Dave. Let's bounce. Let's go. Let's go.
Bounce, so
we turned around and left. Right. That night, that's when we heard about the other scuffle that happened back there in the dark and all that other kind of stuff. Lo and behold, when we get home, well, we went to a party after that, and then when I get home, I see Gordo puts up these memes that Byron beat up Coley Cole and all this and all that. So I'm hearing all this shit about.
But he added in Cognac conversation.
Right.
First.
He added in Cognac conversation versus whatever that class is that clown got. And I'm like, what the fuck happened? So we calling around to see what's going on. I was like, y'all, what's this? They said, Dave, we don't know what the fuck going on. Said it did not happen like that.
Right.
But apparently someone called Gordo, and Gordo got his spin off on it. Right.
Why y'all feel the need to call Gordo like he y'all savior?
Who the fuck knows?
But anyway.
And plus, he from fucking New York. Keep his ass up in fucking New
York.
He only comes around when something hot is happening. And then he wants to give his fucking spin on. And all he gonna do is go online and call a bunch of fucking names, call you a bunch of fucking names and stuff like that. But then when you see him in person, he gonna do what everybody else do. Not a fucking thing.
Nothing. And
I know that for a fact because it happened.
Yes.
You know what I mean? So, needless to say. So we hearing all this stuff. So this is what actually happens. And we have, because they were saying that there was a video, which there was no video at all.
Maybe I'm quite sure it was video, but nobody put it out.
I don't see one. I don't. If it was a video, one would have been out by now.
Nah, they be them YNs be sticking together though. You know what I mean? Because they went on Dog the Mutt Show and all that shit, and they like we said, witness tampering.
Right.
They got to him and got them to tone it down. But here's the thing: if it's we at the racetrack with family and friends having fun, it's our job if something goes down to inform people, so that because if Dave, if you came to the racetrack for the first time and you asked me, Styles, man, what it's like, if I lie to you and say, man, oh, it's all good, and then like this incident break out, you're like, damn, Styles, why you tell me they be doing shit like this?
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
So my thing is, I'm gonna say, look, shit could get out of hand. You never know. But if you stand over here, you be over here, you be okay. Just sit up in the bleachers, you be fine. But my thing is, if somebody asks me, I'm gonna tell them the truth. Right. I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. You know what I mean? Because they're asking me for a reason.
Right.
Because they already done seen what goes down from video and stuff. So they want to ask somebody that's actually there, do that shit really happen?
Right.
You know what I mean? So it's our job to actually inform everybody what's going on.
Right.
It's not snitching. It's not tattletelling. You know what I mean? With the shit that goes on every day now, you want to be informed.
Right. So now we're gathering information. With my security detail, people see the two big guys. Mm-hmm. That's Keith and Cuddy. Shout out to Keith and Cuddy. Zero Tolerance Task Force, my boys. But we also had a third security guy, and he walks the premises and lets Keith and Cuddy know if there is any potential threat,
Right.
Or whatever. He was there, and he saw the whole thing when we left, because he wasn't parked over by us.
Right.
So he saw the whole thing. Now, this is the truth
And nothing but
of what happened. Coley Cole fought Byron upside the head. Byron took off running. He took off running, squads up, gets his boys, or gets his people. The people that he bring back was Fred Wheatley was not in it,
no.
and Richard Wilson was not in it.
it.
Okay, so they was like, okay, square up and do the one-on-one thing. All right. Coley Cole, of course, he was drinking. Swung, slipped. Him and Byron rolled around in the fucking gravels for a little bit, and guys from that camp did what they were supposed to do and tried to break it up.
Right.
Okay, because mind you, now we're at a African American entrepreneur's place of business establishment. So we don't want to shed a black eye on this guy's establishment, which is Larry T. And we were at a African American lady event, so we don't want to put a black eye on their event. So when they were slipping and sliding in the gravels, Byron gets up and he brandishes a weapon. Okay, he brandishes a weapon. Coley Cole's brother comes over there and punches Byron in the face again, and Byron was staggering around like he was Texas two-step. I don't know what the fuck he was doing, right? So then everybody broke it up and everybody dispersed.
Right.
So this story of Coley Cole getting his ass whooped and all that other kind of stuff, my people said they didn't see that.
Nah.
They saw Byron got punched in his face. They saw the guys come back. They see
Two
them
times.
Two times.
His
Got
brother
punched,
got-
yeah, Coley Cole punched him in his face. Then he was rolling around in the dirt. Then Coley Cole's brother came and punched him in the face. So all this narrative about Byron being this Floyd Mayweather, I don't know where this shit came from, because that's not the story that came back from my security guys.
Right.
Okay. So the thing that we really need to talk about is, let's talk about why Byron had a firearm at the track. And trust me. First of all, excuse me, y'all. Everyone tried to sweep this under the rug.
Yes.
This has been swept under the rug since Saturday. No one wanted to come out because they didn't want a negative or a black eye on the Diva Girlie of Grudge race or Custom Tees Motorsport Park. Right. However, if we want Custom Tees Motorsport Park to succeed, we need, as a group, collectively, we need to stop riffraff like Byron Robinson for bringing firearms onto the premises.
No, that's true. It got to be talked about.
It's got to be talked about, because we always wondered, what does Byron have in that book bag?
I know. Remember, we asked
that question.
We asked
what do he have in it?
Badmouth said it was video
batteries.
cameras.
Yeah, video cameras. Somebody said it was batteries and stuff like that. So now we know. Byron Robinson wants to be a gun-toting thug. That's the only explanation. Because if you look at him, you listen to him on the internet, he speaks well.
Right.
He speaks like he has some form of education. But when he gets around certain people, now he wants to be something that he's not. You know what I mean? So what we're going to do, we're going to spend some time on Mr. Byron Robinson.
Yes. Because
I think Mr. Byron, he wanted attention. I mean, after the so-called fight and his crew put out the narrative that he won.
No. He put it out there.
He put it out there.
He did his own video.
Gordo put it out there. He put the video out, and he been live every fucking since.
Yeah.
Still talking about
Trying to get clout.
Trying to get clout like he's a thug or he's a gangster.
Saying that Cody, he said, well, he didn't say the name, but everybody know he was fighting Cody that was scuffling. And saying, oh, well, I'm not the one that was swelled up, and I'm one of the one, y'all need to let y'all people know that's running the race. You shouldn't be drinking. I'm like, for real? This what we doing? Byron? You know what I mean?
So,
this what we doing?
So I'm listening to him on live, and I'm like, this clown is actually on live admitting that he was committing a crime at the track. You got to be the dumbest motherfucker. Who in their right mind is going to go on social media and admit that you committed a crime? But the one thing he left out, he didn't tell everyone that he was toting a goddamn gun.
I know. Even though if you have what they call a carrying permit, that don't give you the right to put it on and come to an event or go anywhere. And if somebody says something I don't like, I'm going to do what I need to do because I got a use and carrying permit.
Right.
That's my thing. I mean, I'm 60. I've been around a lot of shit in my lifetime, from the hood, from D.C., the worstest areas, the Rayford Edmonds area, all that shit. I ain't never feel I need to have a total weapon or go and get one to carry when I'm out in the street. You know what I mean? That means I'm looking for trouble. You know what I mean? And most of these motherfuckers can't fucking shoot. So if you start the shooting, the motherfucker you trying to shoot at, you hitting everybody else but him.
It's gonna be an innocent bystander.
All the time.
All the time.
And it's crowded, and kids around, all kind of shit. If you bringing a weapon to the race, that means you looking for trouble. That's just my opinion.
I agree.
Because I was there, and I'm one of the most hated, if not the most hated in the DMV. I don't tote no weapons. You know what I mean? Not going to, because I like my freedom. You know?
Exactly.
And I don't want to make big rocks in the little rocks.
Like Django. So, I mean, the thing that is concerning, the biggest thing that is concerning to me, and like I said, I don't know this Byron Robinson guy. I just seen him. Is you can tell that he's a follower.
Yes.
That he's not a leader.
Right.
Okay. Okay, you Fred's boy. You and Richard Wilson, y'all are cool. Okay? But just because those guys were doing something that you guys could not do,
Yes.
that doesn't give you the right to come and try to sabotage their event.
Not give them no love, nothing.
Nothing.
You ain't bring those guys up to the starting line and say, want to thank Coley Cole, Charles Somerville, and Damon Somerville for bringing the little misfits and little gangsters to the Diva Grudge race. The Diva girl should have did this too. You got to recognize, if it wasn't for those guys doing what they do and bringing their class, they didn't have to go there. They chose to go there because it's in the DMV. It's hometown. So they should have been given love. You know what I mean? On the microphone. You know, you paying these guys to announce. Michael Buffer is being paid to announce.
Exactly.
He announced the fighters. So whoever was on the microphone should announce those guys and brought them to the forefront.
Right.
And let everybody know who these guys are that brought this class. Because if you take that class away
It was nothing.
from that race,
I agree.
nothing. That's, nothing.
I agree.
You know.
I agree. So another concerning thing was, to me, is that Fred Wheatley, who is a African-American entrepreneur, such as myself, an African-American entrepreneur such as myself, Larry T., which is an African-American entrepreneur such as him and I.
And me too.
Nickel,
I'm black.
Okay, yeah, you black, but I said entrepreneur.
Oh, okay.
Okay,
All right.
get it right. Are you an entrepreneur? Okay,
I used to
your
be,
mouth
but
then.
nah.
Yeah, you used to be.
Yeah,
but then now you get a check like everybody, so
Yeah, I
calm
get
yourself
it.
down.
Okay.
All right. So, with that being said, us as being black entrepreneurs, we need to look out for other African American entrepreneurs.
Correct.
Okay? Everyone knows that me and Larry T had our problems in the past. However, I still respect that man as being an African American entrepreneur because I know what he has to go through on a daily basis. I know what he has to endure. So I would never try to do anything to hurt this man's business. People can say what they want.
Right.
But if I tried to hurt, if I didn't like the man, I would have never came to the man's track. You know what I mean?
Correct.
So by Fred knowing this, and by Fred knowing the challenges that African American businesses have, why would you allow Crash Dummy, that's who Byron's name is now, Crash Dummy, why would you allow him to go do something that ignorant and to publicize it on the internet to bring a negative image of Custom Tees track? I'm asking because that doesn't make sense to me. Now, Richard Wilson said over there didn't say a fucking word Saturday. But when the scuffle happened, and they put out their narrative that he won, and Byron Crash Dummy is out there doing all his lives, pumping his chest. Richard Wilson was online with him, egging him on. Why was Richard Wilson, who's a guy that's like me in his 50s, why are you egging on another young black man to make a fool of himself?
A buffoon.
A fucking buffoon. And to sit back there and tell everyone in social media land that I just did something illegal. Yay, look at me. Here's the reason why Richard Wilson did it.
Oh.
Because Richard Wilson don't know what black men in America have to go through.
No, he don't.
He has no idea what African American men have to go through in America. Okay? And evidently Byron must don't either. Because I heard he live at home with his parents.
Okay.
So Byron, let me give you a little lesson on what you're going to have to go through in life. And here's the reason why Richard Wilson don't give a shit that you out here in the streets crashing out, doing ignorant shit, making yourself look like a fool in public. Okay? Give y'all a little bit of statistics on black men in the United States.
He done his homework on this one, y'all.
Okay. This is for all my black males. In 2025, 10,464 black males were killed in 2025. Of that, 90% of the ones that were killed by firearms. Okay? Over 500,000 black men are unemployed. Were unemployed in 2025. And they had an unemployment rate of 8.4%. Early 2025, 59,537 black individuals were held in federal prisons. While comprehensive 2025 data for state prisoners and local jails is still being finalized, over 1.1 million African American men have been reported in prison nationwide, in jails, in local jails and prisons. As of March 2025, black inmates made up roughly 38.5% of the Federal Bureau of Prisons populations. Black Americans are incarcerated at nearly 5 times the rate of white Americans. So you're 5 times more likely to get incarcerated if you're black than if you're white. Right. Okay? Roughly 1 in every 5 black men should expect to serve time in prison based on historical data. Racial disparities in youth confinement remain severe in 2025, with 47% of boys in juvenile facilities being black. Okay? So, Byron, in case you didn't know that, you got 3 things against you, brother. You're young, you're black, and you're a male. So, us OGs, as we say, we would call that as you are a target.
Yes.
So if you want to be one of these statistics and you want to be locked up, get a record, or can't get a job and stuff like that, keep doing what you're doing, and I can guarantee you're going to be one of these guys in these statistics. Seem like that you are a pretty intelligent guy, but you're hanging around the wrong motherfuckers. Fred Wheatley, disappointed in you because when you seen this young black man crashing out, you should have stepped up and did something. You should have stopped this guy.
Yep.
You should have used your influence to talk to this guy and make sure this guy doesn't fall down the path of some of the other guys that we know. Because he still has a chance. Okay?
Yeah.
Right? And Byron, and talking about, Richard Wilson.
Yes.
In 2025 at Buzz Creek, Richard was getting into his car and Byron was over there with him. And I got people that can get that. We all heard it.
Confirm it.
We can confirm it. Richard Wilson tells Byron, go get my helmet and my suit, boy.
Wait a minute. Say that again.
Go get my helmet and my suit, boy. And Byron runs off and get it.
Did he have his backpack on?
I don't know. I can't remember. So I'm saying that to say this. No matter how much you try, Richard Wilson is always going to look at you as a nigga. If Richard Wilson's kid was at the track crashing out like you were Saturday, do you think he would have let him do it?
No.
Fuck no.
No.
Do you think that he would have had his kid on the internet promoting that shit?
No.
Jumping up and down like it's a badge of honor because you were fighting at the track?
But hold up. Brian Robinson is affiliated with Richard Wilson and Fred Willie, Mobtown, and all that shit. Why didn't nobody say anything about them? But soon as Cody Cole got into a scuffle with Brian Robinson, they talk about CNC. We all we got.
Right.
See? But I'm just saying, that's funny how they hold us at a different standard than them.
Right. So Fred would get on these talk shows and start talking that God stuff and all that other kind of stuff and how no weapon formed against and all that. All that shit is good for clicks and stuff like that.
That's
but Fred, you know better. If you are a supporter of Larry T and you are a friend of Larry T like you claim you are, you would have never allowed that to go down at that man's track.
Yeah. Y'all, they knew what they was doing, Dave.
They knew what they were doing.
After the fact, when we started riding home, I got to thinking, I was like, man, that was a setup.
It was a setup. Yep, that's
that
what
was
said.
a fucking setup to sabotage little gangsters. I mean, not little gangsters, little misfits and little, what's the other one?
Little Giants and Misfits.
Little Giants and misfits. That was a setup to sabotage their that was their coming out race.
Right.
You know what I mean? That was their coming out race. Guaranteed money. Another reason why I gave them a C- because Charles told me, he said, Styles, I thought some of the cars was too fast for the class. That's why I didn't let them in. So they would have had more car count. But it's a learning process, you know. So now they know, let them run. And then if they look too fast, then you do something about it. But in everybody's eyes, we got to get, it got to be car count. No, it don't got to be car count. It got to be just people coming out having a good time, racing, participating.
Yep. So why do you feel, Bird, and I'm going to ask you a question. Why do you feel, by us knowing the inside story and what actually went down, how come that story was never put out to the public? And the only thing, and you got people making comments about, Cody Cole started something and he got what he deserved and yada yada. I'm sitting back like, what are y'all talking about? So, why do you think that the true narrative of Byron, it started when Byron smacked the man's hand away. He should never put his hands on.
Right.
And then why was he keep following them over behind them when they were trying to conduct the race and trying to conduct things with the money?
First off, why the fuck did Byron Robinson have a microphone?
Who the fuck knows?
Why was it given? So it's safe to say Fred or Willie Dog, the mutt, gave the microphone to Byron Robinson.
I didn't see.
But I'm just saying, these are the guys that was hired. Yeah. So we think or know of that was hired. Fat Albert, Willie Dog, the mutt, and Big Head Fred Willie. What Sherry Tucker called? What did Sherry Tucker? Because I want to get it right. What did Sherry Tucker call Fat Albert? Funk ball or something? I don't know. Oh, no, but those are 3 guys that was hired to be on the microphone.
Right. Mm-hmm.
What the fuck did Byron Robinson have to do with getting that microphone?
I had the slightest idea. We still trying to figure that out.
Remember the movie Michael Warburton and the shooter?
Right.
Okay. So this is how they set him up.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
You know, so that's all that I can think about. That their narrative was, okay, we're gonna use like what you call him? Byron Robinson, what you call him?
Crash dummy.
Crash dummy. We're gonna set him up. Mm-hmm. You know, to go out and do what we need him to do. To sabotage little misfits and little
giants and misfits.
Mm-hmm. Because we had them, but we fucked over them. Mm-hmm. So now we got to redeem ourselves and downplay it.
Right.
You know, and you can see it. If y'all pay attention, don't just go by what we saying right now. Just go back and look and think about what happened. Why did Kanye Conversation come on board with the Misfits and Little Giants? Mm-hmm. Think about that. You know what I mean? We wasn't dealing with no small tie shit. We was all big tie. Mm-hmm. With big tie man. That's all we're talking about. But why you think? We seen something? Well, Dave seen something. And Dave brought it to me, and I'm like, fuck it. You know, it's a class that those guys are on the lower part of the totem pole, but there's a lot of guys around there. Right. They help pack the track. Mm-hmm. You sharing love because everybody was coming to, man, won't y'all do something for the little guys? Then all of a sudden we do something for them, but then you got Fred and them on the other hand trying to sabotage them. Oh, well, we had them. You under the umbrella of this. Wait a minute. Little Misfits, little
giants.
Because I don't want to keep saying that other little gangsters because that's that's a hot class. Mm-hmm. That they were being underrated, far as like, oh, y'all ain't gonna be shit, you ain't gonna be nothing, but you under my tutelage. Like when that happened, how you just gonna so the Misfits and the Giants came off the Greyhound bus. Mm-hmm. Like, okay, if you follow me, like the pimp do. They catch him coming off the Greyhound bus. Right. You know, on 14th, what's that, 4th and K, 1st and K, and they pick him up. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? And say, hey, come on over here. I'm going to be your daddy. I'm going to be your lover. I'm going to be your...
There you go to pimp shit.
Because I grew up around that shit.
Right.
You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So I think a lot of people can relate to that because the way these guys was getting pimped. Mm-hmm. And they came to you and said, Dave, can you help us out? Man, you know how many people was coming to me, hugging me up, dabbing me up. Hey, Styles, man, we need some sponsorship. Nickel, what? You need what? Come on now. You ain't been. You had this race car for 20 years. Now all of a sudden you need some sponsorship.
Right.
You know why you ain't go to everybody else that's out here? Why ain't nobody go to Fred Wheeler and them asking for some sponsorship?
Yeah, good luck with that.
You know we killed Mobtown, right?
Oh yeah, Mobtown out of there. Hey, Avon, you catching the straight bullet, brother?
No, he ain't catching the straight bullet. He got one to the head. That's it, to the head.
So I like I could say, I'm not really disappointed in Richard Wilson because Richard Wilson don't give a fuck about Byron.
No, he don't.
Only thing Richard Wilson give a fuck about is himself, and I get that.
You won't race nobody. Richard Wilson, you got a date with me the next Warm Wheels at the Creek. As long as they prep my lane the way I need to be prepped for big time, you got action. Mm-hmm. Heads up, right off the trailer.
Right. But so you can't even really worry about Richard because Richard showed Byron what he thought about him. Yes. When he said, "Go fetch my helmet and my suit, boy."
No, say it right. Say it correctly. I said you kind of mix it up.
Go get my helmet and my suit, boy. That's what he said. You don't believe me? Y'all inbox us. We can tell you. We can give y'all 5 motherfuckers that heard it.
Yes.
So if y'all want to know who said it, inbox us and we'll tell you. The most concerning thing was to see another black man crash out.
Yeah.
That kind of touched me. And that kind of pissed me off a little bit because even though you ain't going to like this, Fred was sitting right next to Dog, okay? All of them look up to Dog.
Right.
Okay? They called Dog the Godfather.
Right.
When Dog sees Anthony Dotson getting ready to crash out, what do he do?
He pull him to the side. And
He
say,
pulls him.
Yeah.
He pulls him.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And listen, sometimes he don't. But you know,
Right.
but if you know Anthony, that's just him.
Right.
You feel me? But Dog is attempting to reel Dotson back in.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because Dog actually, you could tell Dog actually cares for Dotson. He told me he loved him like it's his son.
Do you have a problem with calling him the mutt?
That's your thing with him. That's your thing with him. You know what I
just
mean?
want to throw it in there.
Yeah, I think you're going to throw it in. So if Dog can show you that he's genuinely worried about our young black guys,
Right.
and you look up to Dog, why would you not mimic what Dog is doing?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Dog is showing y'all when you see one of our younger racers that's straying off, stuff like that, grab him and say, look here, bro. You know, you ain't got to do that. Calm down and stuff like that, because you don't need to get yourself in trouble, yada, yada, yada. And I see him calm Dotson down plenty of times.
Yeah.
Why didn't Fred do the same thing for his boy?
Because that's one of his tutelage. He's under his tutelage.
Byron is under Fred. Why didn't Fred do it? Because Fred don't give a fuck about nobody but his black ass self. That's the only way you can look at it.
No, and it's true. I'm laughing because it's true.
It's true.
It's true. We've been around this shit for a while. It's true. You know what I mean?
And y'all, they've been trying to get this shit swept under the rug all fucking week.
Yes.
I told Bird, I said, no. Not this one.
No.
Not this one.
And it need to be talked about because they did witness tampering. They got Coley Cole, they got Charles Somerville to come on in and try to, what they call it, dumb it down or whatever. And I'm like, nah, come on, man. Tell the story.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? If y'all don't tell it, we gonna tell it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and that way, if y'all wonder why the stands are not packed and stuff like that, because y'all need to clean up your act. One thing with this violence and all this stuff, we talking shit like me and Dog. We talk shit or whatever, but I was on guard when I went down there, but I knew I was home. Mm-hmm. And so many people came to me, Styles, don't worry about it. We got your back. I was like, cool, man. But I said, man, I don't never worry about it. I said, if y'all knew what I went through in my lifetime, man, I'm not worrying about these motherfuckers. If a motherfucker gonna do shit to you, he ain't gonna tell you he gonna do it to you. And as soon as he see you, it's on point. Mm-hmm. And why you think I walked around with my glasses off? Because I was like, okay, the last thing you want to do is get hit with your glasses on.
Because I'm telling you, if he ain't hit you with them glasses on, nigga, that was going to be everywhere.
Nah, but I knew it wasn't 99.9%. I knew he wasn't.
Yeah, Dog
it's that 1%.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? No, I knew he was, but you never know. Mm-hmm. Yeah. But when I seen him, you know, I was like, I was ready to stand on business. Mm-hmm. You know, but grown men do grown man shit, you know what I mean? But, you know.
Yeah. Then comes the conversation that I heard was had about me on the show about why do I walk around the track with security?
Oh, yeah, tell them. Go ahead.
I don't know where to start with that.
I mean, just, you told me the story why, but we ain't going to get into that part. We ain't get into that part. But if I could afford to walk around, put it this way, when you're being hated on,
right,
in this environment of the racing world, y'all hear what goes on the internet, the back and forth. People that don't go to the racetrack, they hear about this stuff. They were like, "Oh man, I wouldn't go there."
Right,
you know what I mean?
Right.
So when somebody of your stature, you know what I mean, what you do, people hate on you because you throw your money around, you know, and I don't. That's a bad word. Mm-hmm. Don't take it as a bad word.
That's
but when you are spreading love, like you're like Robin Hood, you ain't taking from the rich, but you one of the rich, and you giving to people that could use it. You know what I mean? Right. And you got those haters out there that just like can't stand them.
I know, and one of the main reasons why I have security with me and I have a security detail with me is for crash dummies like Byron Robinson. You don't know what the fuck's on these guys' minds.
Man, some of the females was like, why your security guys, I spoke to them and they just got that stone face. They on their job.
Exactly.
They ain't here to laugh and giggle and hoo-ha with you. They on their job. They getting paid to look. What's their names?
Keith and Cuddy.
Keith and Cuddy. That's KC. All right. They was there to do their job.
Exactly.
They wasn't there to giggle and laugh and hee-ha-ha. Because if they was, then somebody would be like, we got them.
Right.
They over there drinking. They ain't doing their job.
Exactly.
Them motherfuckers was on point, and they was doing it when they walk around your boy Trump, the CIA. Niggas got stone face.
Damn right.
They on their job.
They on their job.
They
Exactly.
look. I ain't got no weapon on, but they looking at me like I got a weapon. I'm like, wait a minute. Do I got a weapon on me?
Right.
That's their job.
Exactly.
You know.
Exactly. And then when you're successful, and when you're at a level in life where you're hated on from people who you don't even know,
right?
You're getting these fucked up messages on Facebook and inbox and all that kind of people hating on you and calling your names, what they're gonna do to you, all that other kind of stuff. You have to take that kind of shit seriously. Yeah. You know what I mean? And so when I hear people talk about it, they said Justin Swanstrom said something about it. They said some other guys that said something about it. Just because you wouldn't walk around with security, and I do, just shows that you and I are not the same.
Yeah.
We're not the same.
Right.
I have hundreds of people that rely on me for their livelihood.
Right.
Okay? Now, when I go play golf with my Republican buddies, I don't have security.
Right.
Because the only thing we argue about is who's going to get the check. You know what I mean? So I know that I'm in an environment where I don't have to worry about somebody cutting me, shooting me, or me catching a stray bullet because you got some crash out dummy that's listening to somebody else doing something ignorant. Okay? So don't compare me to you. You know what I mean?
Because, see, I think some of it come from because the way you dress. You know what I mean?
Comfortable.
No. You comfortable. But somebody of your stature, they think, oh, he should be this, he should be that. He's walking around like he's normal. But it's always somebody that has hate against you.
Right, of course.
You know what I mean? So if I was in your situation, you know what I mean, I would do the same thing too. You know, depending on where I go. So if you're going into a hostile environment,
exactly.
God damn it, you supposed to protect. Wait a minute, what Byron Robinson do? He went into a hostile environment. What did he do?
He gun.
Right. So you don't tote. You get other people.
I pay people to tote. Yeah, it is.
Right, and there's nothing wrong with that.
There's nothing wrong with that. My main concern is when I go to one of these events where you got these ignorant ass motherfuckers like Byron, is to make sure I get home to my family.
There you go. Yeah.
I got a wife, kids, grandkids. You know what I mean? And they all depend on daddy.
Right.
So the least I can do is be aware enough to know it's some hating ass niggas out here.
But why hate on that part? I'm like I mean, if you can afford to do it, and then the standard that you are, like you just said, it makes sense.
It's easy.
Because if something were to happen to you, why he had security? Why he had this? I'm like, what the
why
fuck?
He down there? He got all this. Why he down there? And all that kind of stuff. So the reason why they hate is it's simple.
Why?
Haves, have-nots. The world is comprised of the haves and the have-nots. Since the beginning of time, the have-nots has always coveted what the haves got. You know what I mean? So as long as there's a gap, there's always going to be hate. There's always going to be envy. You know what I mean? So by me being, gracefully and blessed enough to be a have, I just got to protect myself from them motherfucking have-nots because I don't know what's on these motherfuckers' mind because we don't hang together. We don't swing in the same groups. Right. You know what I mean? So to protect myself, to make sure I get home to my family, that's why I have security. And I will always have security if I'm at a no-time grudge event because you don't know what the fuck's going to kick off.
Nah. And let me put it out here. Let everybody know, give props. We appreciate what you do, what you brought to the no-time world. I know you don't hear it a lot. We talk about it all the time. I appreciate it. But until you came along and did what you did, nobody's never done that. You know what I mean? It's always been just take. Nobody was giving. Everybody talking about, oh, we need sponsors, we need this, we need that. But when you come around, now they hate on you for doing what they beg for, what they talked about. I just don't get that. They hate on it. And I'm like, okay, we tight. What's wrong with that? Everybody got people that they fuck with. You know what I mean? And so I'm like, why is it that it has to be that because it's a black man? And I hate to use that because I know white guys that take care and sponsor and do all kind of shit. But why is always when it comes to black, it got to be like crabs?
Right.
You know what I mean? And because they figured the way you dress, because that's what I get. That's my thing. Because you don't dress in a suit and tie and everything, and you talk down on people. You hang out with everybody, the same people, motherfuckers you grew up with.
Right.
You know what I mean? You introduced me to a lot of them guys, and them guys, they come from the cloth that I grew up on. You know what I mean? You ain't leave them like no kid left behind.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
You still look out for them. You do shit. We hang out and all this shit. I'm like, if they actually knew that how down to earth you are, that they'll be like, damn. But haters just, we gotta let them do their job. But sometimes you ain't gotta have that kind of job though. You know what I mean?
You know what? Since you said hater, and this is straight off the cuff, you ain't gonna see this one coming.
Okay, all right.
Who the fuck is this Jared guy? Jared, what's his last name? Start with a B.
Jared, I don't know, but
I see him coming on
Larry McKenzie.
He comes
show.
on Larry McKenzie show
all the fucking time,
and he has nothing good to say about us or you.
Man,
who? First of all, who?
I don't know. I really, and I mentioned serious regard, Jared. I don't know who you are. They say you've been on Street Outlaws and all this stuff. Maybe that's your clout, where you get it from. I don't know, but I thought we was when you say certain things, but then when you went with the hating stuff and said, "Oh, well, stop." I'm like, you know I don't care, right? you know I don't care. I've been doing this shit for so long. I have to embrace all of everything, the hate, the good, the bad, all that stuff. Man, but what has he done lately?
I don't know.
Do we have a car?
I don't know him.
I don't know him either.
Okay.
I never met him. I think he might have said that we met. We probably did. But like I did when I first met you, when you walked up to me, I don't do this as like feel like I'm better than everybody. Right. But the status that I'm at because of what I accomplished in the years that I've been doing this shit, I don't just, certain people come up to me and ask me something. You know how I do it. If you ask me some stupid shit, I'm gonna be straightforward with you. You know what I mean?
Right.
And so, I don't know, but oh God.
And the other one is the Stevie Kroom. Stevie Kroom.
Stevie Kroom, is that the one that got the Patriot car? No.
No. The Patriot car. That's David Brink.
Stevie Kroom.
Stevie Kroom. He be on
Larry McKenzie
show too. Yeah. And he ain't got nothing good to say about Kanye.
Larry, you got to give people. Your show is dying out. Look at your numbers. You can't keep bringing these nobodies on that ain't got shit to talk about. You're making them stars. I ain't gonna tell you your business, but I gotta give you a pro bono. Let me take this joke and catch it. To make the show be a lot more successful, bring on more people. I don't watch it like that. If I got something to say, I'm gonna come on there. I call you earlier to say I'm gonna talk about this. But I know it's hard. Larry, it's hard to do a show every day and stay on top. You got that shit to talk about. Bring new people on. These same guys that's kissing your ass just to be on the show, you got to get new ones, you know. It's a lot of people. Some of these fans got a lot of stories to tell, and they got a voice.
Yeah, because I just see them, like, when I do have time to get on there, I'll look at the comments and stuff like that, and I see the Jared guy and I see the Stevie guy. If Cognac and Conversation come, they got something. they be airing their ass out. Yeah, they got something to say. And I don't know these guys, so I'm gonna start doing some research to see exactly who they are. You know what I mean? Before I get on their ass, I want to know because I don't know them.
Right.
You know? I know them from being on the show.
Right.
I was kind of hoping you could enlighten me on exactly who they are.
I mean, I've been around a while, and a lot of them know of me, you know, but I don't know of them. I might know them when I see them because they be on these live feeds, stuff like that. But I don't know them personally.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
And then, you know, I've probably frequently been to their town and race or whatever. But that's about all I can say about them. But I'm like, when they be on Larry's show, Larry got the hottest show, you know, on the internet for racing. So I'm like, man, to keep it hot, bring some people on. It's a lot of people that could be on the show that has stuff to talk about. Stop letting that mutt come on and take over your show from the beginning. You know what I mean? I'm just keeping it real. But I get hold. Before you say anything, let me say this. How you tell the host to hold up his show?
He dog. He the Godfather.
You know that motherfucker tried to get on his knees, right? I stopped him. I saved him. He was trying to get on his knees to get a sticker. He begged for the motherfucker. Wait a minute. Do I got one on me? I should. But yeah. And I'm gonna let that go. I'm gonna let you live, dog. I'm gonna let you live, cause you was respectful when you came to the DMV. You should have known when I didn't have my glasses on, I was standing on business. You know what I mean? Now, Dave's security was for him. He said he had something for me, but I was walking around.
You kept walking around. You kept leaving the motherfucker like, man, what the fuck is you doing?
I ain't need no goddamn security for no goddamn mud and all the other motherfuckers that was thinking they was gonna do something to me in my hometown. That no. You would have had to sneak me like Brian Robinson got snuck. You know what I mean? But I'm always prepared because I grew up in the hood.
Right. Okay. So pretty much in closing, shout out to our Cognac and Conversation.
We had a great weekend. Dee Mahoney won Friday night. No clocks, small blocks. I think I forgot what it's called. Dee, my bad. But Marcus Wangas kicked ass. Got DP money. Larry McKenzie knocked the sparks out of goddamn Mobtown. You ain't hear Mobtown hollering none. You know when Fred on the microphone, he hollering Mobtown. You ain't hear that motherfucker say nothing about Mobtown at all. And then Big Tank came in there. That Big Tank looked so good against doggone me and Big Sexy. They said, Charles Sullivan said, Styles, he looked too fast. We couldn't let him get in. We couldn't let him get into the little misfit. But shout out to Tank. So that's 4 cars for this weekend. We're going to put it out there. We look good this weekend.
Yes,
appreciate and props out to all the guys that's running under the regime of Cognac Conversation. This is the shit that we tried to bring that when you decided to sponsor those cars. Right. You know what I mean? And now they ain't heard of Tank. Now Tank a household name right now.
Yes, he is.
Nobody on Anthony Dodson. I talked to Ricky Fox. I said, y'all want to run? They didn't want to run. They didn't want to see Tank. Nobody wanted to see Tank. Or was it they didn't want to see Kanye Conversation? Because they knew if they lost, they was gonna get it tonight.
Right. And shout out to the Diva Girl of Grudge. I got the chance to meet Miss Barbara.
Okay.
And I met April.
That's all you met?
And I already knew Crystal. I didn't meet the other Crystal.
Why you think they ain't give us no love and bring us to the stage and all this stuff? No. I know you don't want it, but I'm asking you. I know you don't like me saying it, but that's why I keep saying it. But no, I'm just saying. I figured that what we brought. If they want more help and stuff like that, you got to acknowledge the people that help you to get with. They didn't do that on their own. I mean, okay, I would say this. I always say Coley Cole first. And Somerville's the Little Misfits and the Little Giants. If their class wasn't there, you take that away. That would have been 50% of what went on or more for that event. Yeah. They made their event around that. That's just my opinion on it, ladies and gentlemen. That, okay, you take that out. So my thing is, if you knew that there was at least 50% of your event, then you should have gave them more exposure.
Okay. And shout out to Charles, Damien, and Coley Cole for the Little Giants and Misfits. Great class, great show. They tried to sabotage you guys toward the end, but you still prevailed. Fred is probably sitting there now, butthurt because you guys did something that he never envisioned for you guys.
He
And
didn't
you guys
care.
pretty much showed him that your guys' vision, and it worked.
Right.
And I'm sure he's not happy about that. Him or Crash Dummy.
Now they're going to have to come up in order to try to get that class. They're going to have to come up to entice the racers. They need $6,000 plus
Yeah.
dollars. You know what I mean, and guarantee it.
Okay.
You know what I mean. We ain't cried that one of the classes only had 6 or 8 cars.
Yeah.
It could have been more, but the Somervilles didn't know. They turned away races that they thought was too fast for the class.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So that's why the car count wasn't up. The car count could have been 16 and 16 or more, but they didn't want guys in the class that they felt was too fast. So like I told them when we talked on the phone the other night, yesterday, that from now on, let them in, and then if they look too fast, either get rid of them or tell them they got to dial it back. You know, but it could have been more cars. Trust me, because I seen a couple people, well, what was the car count? Don't worry about the money was there. What's your saying? You say the money's there. They get
The money's already there. They just got to catch up to it.
there you go. You know what I mean? And it was there. And I seen you hand it to them as soon as we got to the track. They said, what's this? This the money. They weren't used to that shit.
Right.
They was used to like, hey, knocking on the door. Hey, man, y'all going to pay us? You know what I mean? You gave it to them soon we got to the fucking track before we even turned up our first drink.
Right.
You know what I mean? And that's how it should be. Supposed to have the money up front so the racers know that the pot is secure. And then we did what we call a buyback.
Yep.
You know what I
Yep.
mean? The first round losers ran for another pot so that we keep action going. You know what I mean? So we're going to use that from now on in every race that we do.
Okay. And to our main topic point, Mr. Byron Robinson. I know you probably don't like me and all that other kind of stuff, but however, by me being a OG as they call us, anybody over 50 is a OG.
Right.
You can always call me and talk to me. We can sit back there and rap like men, and I will show you. I can guide you how to get to the money and how to stay out of prison. Because the rate that you are going now with the role models that you have, and I'm speaking directly to Fred Wheatley, because he knows better.
Right.
And for him to let you do that, and you are under, and you look up to him, shows the character of this dude. Find more positive black role models that's going to look out for you and your future. Because the motherfuckers that you got, because I'm not talking about nobody else but Fred, because he knows better. He fucking know. He keeps saying he from the streets and all that kind of shit. If he from the streets, it must be Sesame Street, because the nigga ain't got no street in him. And wanting to be a real nigga and be from the streets, that shit don't pay well.
No.
All that does is send you to the penitentiary or to the graveyard.
Yeah.
So whenever you want to come, holler at me so I can show you how to get to the money. Give me a call. But pick your role models a little bit better, because the ones you got ain't doing it for you.
Yeah.
And with that being said,
Hey,
you got anything else?
Big Time Man will be up on the hill this weekend.
There it is.
Capitol Raceway. Don't ask me who prepping. You don't ask who on fries and who working the burgers, goddamn, who at the cash register. Come to the racetrack, rate, free money up there. We're going to have a good time. That's about it, but we ain't tattletelling. We giving y'all the news like it need to be told. This is the purpose, one of the purpose of having cognac conversation, because a lot of people came to us,
Exactly.
always asking, man, y'all should talk about this. Why nobody does this? So it's not just us. We are one of the voices for the people.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? And y'all might say, all Styles or Dave, man, why y'all talking about this? It need to be talked about, because if don't nobody put it out there about the violence that could happen at the track and stuff like that, you know, my mom comes from the track, goes to the track from time to time. And the last thing I would want for her to get hit by a stray bullet.
Exactly.
You know, or get trampled over. You know what I mean? Because somebody hollered something going on.
Right. And everyone go out and support Custom Tees Motorsport Park. Larry is doing the best that he can with what he got. You know what I mean? And Larry is a African American entrepreneur. We gotta stick behind our own.
Larry, you gotta step your game up, Larry.
Please come out and support Custom Tees Motorsport.
Yes. No, that's true.
Right.
Without a doubt.
Yeah.
Without a doubt, support him.
Okay.
You know what I mean? He's for the people.
Exactly. He's definitely for the people.
Yeah.
Definitely for the people. So with that being said, I'm David O.
I'm the hater. And Brian Robinson is the bootlicker.
So until the next episode of Cognac and Conversation, we out.
Yeah. Pour a drink in the glass, like your stick, get serious. When King haters speak, every take be fearless. David O, give it all facts. Y'all should tap in. No time, grudge racing. We bout that action. Opinions be loud, everybody got a stance. If you nice in them lanes, we gon' know in advance. From the track to the streets, we check every situation. You are now tuned in to Cognac and Conversation.